14 alleged gang members died in the month of January 2023. We'll be going over the reason how they died, where they died, and what set they was from. We'll be digging deep into different gang territories and different gang beefs around the area. So make sure you stay tuned because this is a series that I do every month that you don't want to miss. There's been 69 killings in Chicago in 2023 so far. That's a little bit less than last year's total around February 20th. Which was 83 murders. January 1st, 2023, Jacque Kindle, aka Jacque, 30 years of age, was in the 3800 block of South Wallace Avenue when someone walked up on him and shot him multiple times. He was allegedly from the Screw Block Joskiville gang. Then it was January 5th, 2023. Kyle Wallace, aka KT, from 6th Ward, was found in the 6600 block of South Point Avenue. At around 3:50 p.m., he had bullet wounds to the abdomen and shoulder, and he was transported to the hospital where he was later dead from his injuries. December 6, 2023. Two teens were getting out of a vehicle at about 4 p.m. in the 600 block of South Independent Boulevard, when all of a sudden someone walked up on him and shot him multiple times, leaving 16-year-old Ahmed Jones, aka Dutchie, shot in his head and his upper body. He was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead from his injuries. The other 16-year-old suffered from gunshot wounds to the chest and leg and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. These guys is allegedly from the same gang set / M-Dub. January 9th, 2023, Avante Holmes, aka Chinaman, 21 years of age, was found on the sidewalk with a gunshot wound to the head at about 8:10 p.m. right in the 6300 block of South Martin Luther King Drive. He was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center where he was later pronounced dead. He was also allegedly from the Chris World set, which is a predominantly renegade black disciple / brain dead set off 66 in Chicago. They claim brain dead because they are beefing with other black disciple sets such as Wiz City, which they are located mainly around 82nd and Maryland in Chicago. January 12, 2023, Damon Howard Jr., aka Lil Stank, 23 years of age, was inside of a store in the 1100 block of South Michigan Avenue at about 5:45 p.m. 23-year-old Damon Howard was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was allegedly from the Death Row Marley Grove set, which is a predominantly GD set, and they are located on 120th and State. They allegedly beef with Buff City, Triggertown, and Trey Block. But then only 2 days later on January 14, 2022, a man was dead after being shot in Austin that Saturday. At about noon, Gabrielle Jones, 29 years of age, was outside in the 5600 block of West Lake Street when 3 people approached and at least one of them fired shots, striking 29-year-old Gabrielle Jones, aka Gabe, in the neck and back. He was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. He was allegedly from the Lavender Mob FSG set. Then only a day later on January 15, 2022, at about 9:30 p.m., police responded to a call of shots fired in the 1300 block of South Perry Street. And when officers arrived, they found 16-year-old Justice Broadway Williams, aka CJ, suffering from gunshot wounds. He was lying on the street shot multiple times and he was reported dead at the scene. This guy was allegedly from the L4M set, and this set is mostly located on Hazel. But then only a day later on January 16th, 2023, Omarion Overton, aka G Buck / Lil O, was standing near a bus stop at about 12:30 a.m. in the first block of West 87th Street when a male suspect got out of a gray Dodge Durango and opened fire, striking 20-year-old Omarion Overton in the abdomen. He was then taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. He was allegedly from the JTBT set, which is also called J-Town and Bucktown. Then it would be January 17, 2022. Anthony Lofton, aka Ant, allegedly from the Zolan set / Chestnut, was in the 1400 block of Advocate when someone walked up on him and shot him multiple times. He was reported dead on the scene. Chestnut / Zolan / Greasy Gang is a four-corner hustler gang located on 69th and Dorchester. January 20th, 2023, a man was shot to death after an argument broke out at a gathering that Friday. 36-year-old Derek Burnett was inside a home at 10:35 p.m. in the 300 block of North Hamlin Avenue when he got into a fight with a person he knew. That person then pulled out a handgun and shot him in the chest. 36-year-old Derek Burnett was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. January 21st, 2023, Brian McGee, aka Lil B / Brian, allegedly from the State Boys CMG set, which is a GD and BD set located on 115th and State. They allegedly beefed with Rudeville, Darkside and Gorilla Town. But on January 21st, Brian McGee was inside of a home in the 1200 block of West 73rd Street when he was shot in the abdomen and was reported dead at the scene. Then it would be January 22nd, 2023. Jeremiah Whittington, aka Jero, allegedly from the PA 112 set, he was in the 7600 block of South May Street when he was struck in the body by gunfire. He was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Marcus Hope, aka Hemi from the BTBG set, was in the 700 block of North Spalding at about 7:04 p.m. He was 35 years of age and was struck in the face by gunfire. He was taken to Stroger Hospital where he initially was in critical condition for his injuries, but later died from his injuries. This next murder happened on the 28th of January, and this would be the last murder of the month. But Oak Park police are investigating a fatal shooting of a 31-year-old man. He was from Chicago and was killed that early Saturday morning on Lombard near Chicago Avenue. At the time of the attack, Rashawn Hudges Jr., aka SK, had been out walking westbound on Chicago Avenue where he was confronted by a vehicle that fired multiple shots with an unknown handgun. Rashawn was found with multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. This would mark 14 murders for the month of January in Chicago. My prayers and condolences go out to the families that lost their loved one in this war in Chicago, and hopefully things get better. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah, I'm out.